trader gonna take her place. She boots up the screens before the sun, red hair blazing, the race has begun. Benz in the city, Ford on the land, sparkle steps and shining, charts in her hand. She's coding the box while she rides the range. Breakouts, reversals, nothing feels strange. Wrangling 𝗵𝗵𝗁𝗁𝗁, swinging the rope. Every candle tells a story, every trade's got hope. They said she can't watch her prove them wrong. She's limit up, baby, singing that song, glitter and grit. That's how she plays. She's building a dream in the market maze. She's the limit up lady, wild and free, day trading her way to her destiny. No fear in the wicks, no tears in the fight. She rides those charts like a rodeo night. From the ranch to the screen, she's making it rain. Every tick, every trade, she's breaking the chain. She's the limit up lady, remember her name. Bull Barbie's the legend, she's changing the game. Family riding shotgun on this dream. She's turning her passion into steam. Glitter nails fly on the book, tread a ladder. One big move and the world gets madder. She can lasso a chart, she can whip that line. Candle by candle, she's redefined. Options of futures, she takes her pick. Ain't scared of a wick that's fast and thick. They said she can't watch her prove them wrong. She's limit up, baby, singing that song, glitter and grit. That's how she plays. She's building a dream in the market maze. She's the limit up lady, wild and free, day trading her way to her destiny. No fear in the wicks, no tears in the fight. She rides those charts like a rodeo night. From the ranch to the screen, she's making it rain. Every tick, every trade, she's breaking the chain. She's the limit up lady, remember her name. Bull Barbie's the legend, she's changing the game. She's changing the game. Screens go high and the stakes get higher. She fuels that dream with a wildfire. Traders,
Good morning.
she's riding the future, she sets
Happy new week.
She's the limit up lady, wild and free, day trading her way to her destiny.
Alrighty. So we have a new week. Just taking a look at the chart, seeing what I need to update. I probably need to keep cleaning my charts up a little bit, but I have kind of the spots that I wanted to show y'all to watch. We've been in, I mean, this isn't even zoomed out enough, but we've been in this like volatile chop where we're just making these extreme ranges and not really going anywhere too far. It's kind of been the theme. You know, Trump says one thing, we go this way. Iran says another thing, we go the other way. And that's been the theme. I'm hoping that we start seeing kind of a shift to that. I think the market's getting a little bit bored of that. We're not making the extreme little shifts. But I got the Alani Nu ready. Let's talk about it. So I don't know if we're going to have the as extreme spikes every time we hear something back and forth. We do have some things kind of getting a little bit better overnight, or over the weekend really at this point. But hang on, I had these headlines. Where did they go? Well, basically, I'm wondering if geopolitics is not going to be the only driver this week. We've had Iran saying that they are evaluating proportional responses to all of the options. The U.S., everything that's come out of Trump has been very hawkish, but not escalatory. Basically, the U.S. is saying we're not tolerating aggression, but they're not being super, saying we're just going to go bomb everything crazy. Oil had cooled. It's up pretty significantly this morning. Let me head over to that chart. Where did I put that? So oil had been, or crude had been down last week. We had this major spike and it came back down. We're pushing those highs this morning. So that's a little bit complicated. So crude has gone to, it went over 110. We're about down to 110 right now, up to about 115. And crude is very supply demand driven. So When we see a spike like this, that means that there was a worry that demand was going to increase but not supply, right? And then everything quieted down, we go right back. But now we're really creeping back up and potentially holding those levels. And I think that's a little bit over this hawkishness and the same kind of comments out of Iran about if they get a devastating act towards them, they're going to have a devastating reaction kind of thing. The Strait of Hormuz is still blocked. I think that's about 20% of the global oil shipments go through there. So I know in general, like maybe we don't care about crude so much as index traders, but it's definitely something that we need to be paying attention to. It's kind of very involved in the theme right now. I was trying to go to the gold chart over here. I always click on the wrong thing. So gold, I had silver up there a little bit ago. You could see that it's kind of following the same path of gold. This is another one which is kind of a little bit of a tell for us as the index market, as index market traders, because we're this is supposed to be a safe haven, and it's not a safe haven when we're having so much drama. So that's a little bit of a concern. So we've got, so the market's been, I mean, I made this point, but let me make sure, like, I know we've had these really wide ranges, but the market, when we go to like a daily chart, is still a little bit range bound. It's just these candles are massive. This is the SPY, not the ES. So this is just regular trading hours, but it's kind of showing the same thing. So, the point of why I'm showing you oil is that energy shock is, and I think it's because we're kind of coming out of winter, has been a big problem. So it's given us a little bit of extra fear and everything that is driving the indexes. NASDAQ has been a little bit on the weak side with tech kind of driving that, but we're doing pretty decent given everything that's going on. We do have yields rising also, the bond yields, which tends to push the market down a little bit. Man, if I cover bonds this morning too, that's going to go really long. We have so basically, given that crude trade, I'm kind of seeing a potential cap on the indexes this morning. So we'll get to that plan in a little bit, but that's the reason that I'm talking about crude and everything, is I think it is driving where we could potentially have our bull runs stop and our bear runs get exhausted there too. But first, let's kind of look at what we're looking at today. And I am working on Ranch Squawk. So right now, our calendar doesn't show all of the events, but it will as we get closer. So I have the Monday stuff up right now. The important thing today is the ISM Services PMI that'll come out at 10 o'clock. And then we need to watch out for Trump later. And this is going to be a televised event. I went and looked over it here to see if I could get a little bit more information. And he's going to be in a briefing room on camera. So definitely watch out for that one. We have durable goods on Tuesday. So that's pre-market. That'll be one to look out for, but it should get out of our way. The FOMC meeting minutes will probably make Wednesday kind of annoying, but we should still have, if we have this volatile chop, that's kind of what we'll be looking for on Wednesday, is some plays to do inside of some volatile chop. The big things that we need to look out for are coming at the end of the week, because we have GDP, PCE, and the big guy CPE. So I would say that the theme of the week is going to be waiting for CPI. A lot of times when that's there at the end of the week, it can end up being extra choppy for the indexes during the week. So that's another reason that while I have these targets, I'm a little bit more cautious about the breakouts having a lot of follow through. So again, I'm feeling like I need to clean this chart up a little bit, but all of these levels are still kind of playing. I do think we're going to have a bit of a magnet level around the 6,600 level. I also kind of added this line in the sand up here around 66.81. That doesn't have to be exact. I was kind of basing it off of these wicks over here, and then also kind of the bodies of, well, the bodies ripped through that, but so I was mostly looking at the wicks over here. If we can start getting over this kind of line in the sand, I think that puts more bullish pressure on the market. Right now, we're still kind of, I showed y'all the daily. The daily's down. Okay. We're potentially kind of challenging that. We've had some green days, and this is the regular trading hours chart since this is the spiders. And it looks like we're going to be potentially pushing that. So back to today's plan. Hang on just a second. Somebody's asking me something. Okay. No, we're good. I lost my chat though. Oh, hi chat. Mandy's here. Monty's here. Good morning. Andy R. Miss K. I'm glad that y'all joined me. I had lost my chat down there for a little bit. I love y'all. I swear I'm paying attention. There's just a lot of market stuff going on. All right. So I mentioned the 6,600 and this kind of line in the sand up there around 66.88. So the bullish path is going to be staying above 6,600 and just keep working through these levels. The first kind of major bit of supply, I was thinking I was missing a level. I see it here though. So the first kind of major bit of supply that we have here is from about 44 up to 53 up there. It's kind of almost a 10-point zone. Right now that's been resistance pre-market. So we need to watch for that. And if we can start getting through there, that's when I'm going to just kind of see if we can get back up, challenge that line in the sand. If we get over the line in the sand, we do need to kind of look left and see these wicks here at 6,700. I do expect there to be some spice at 6,700. I do think the next objective is going to be 6,720 after that. I think the main objective would be to retest this wick up here. I do have a magnet over here at the 42 level. A lot of times that supply and those orders can come in just a little bit before the kind of main deal up there. So watching that 42 and then that wick high, I'll highlight that level up there. It's at 67.48. This is kind of that main zone up there that I would be looking. If we get a good bull run going, that's the major spot that I'm looking for supply to come in and say, okay, we're done with that. On the flip side, so if this 44 holds us down, then we're not getting that bull run that I was just looking at, and that's going to either lead into a choppy scenario or the bearish one. So the choppy scenario is going to be if we really can't get below the 6,600 and stay in this 44, 6,600, maybe down to 65.90 a little bit, just get stuck in the zone here. So I have this old chop zone. I left this pink on here right now. It's actually kind of annoying me because I want to change it. I'm wondering if this morning's going to kind of put in a new pink range, pink box of shame that the market wants to stay in. And we might have to deal with that there. Okay, so that's kind of the main chop zone, potentially down to that 73, but that's also if we lose the 67 or 6,600, that's kind of that first spot that I would be looking for because we've got the overnight low there, and this 73 level I'd pulled out from before, but we have that actual pre-market low, London low down there at 65, 67. So that's going to be that overnight supply. We need to see if we can get, if we're going to do the bearish plan, if we're going to get the ball rolling for the bears here, that's going to be their low-hanging fruit objective. And if they get through that one, then we'd be looking for 60. This was a magnet from last week, the 65.50. That would be kind of that next one. If the bears really want to show that they're in charge, they need to keep pushing down. We've got this low from last week on Friday at 6,500. That would be kind of that next thing. The big target down there is going to be, I still have it marked as the taco low. This was from a couple weeks ago now at 64.83. So I'll go through that again, but this is kind of the basic kind of plan and levels that we're looking for. Of course, when we're looking at the bullish plan, and so I'm looking at saying at 66.44 holding, targeting 66.81, and then hopefully 67.20 if we get the bull push up to 67.45. The thing that's going to make this trade hard and I talked about this a minute ago, I just want to make sure that I have this tied in here properly, is that if crude is still pushing, if we're going to have the ES really be pushing those bull targets, it's going to be hard to do with crude up here at 110, and this is why I'm bringing this to your attention. If crude can start falling into this imbalance down here, down closer to 100, it's going to help push that ES trade. So just like a lot of times we're looking for the VIX to be coming down and the dollar to be coming down to get that bullish push, it's kind of the same thing. So if VIX and the dollar and crude are all trying to push higher right now, that's going to make it, even though it's not a perfect reverse correlation, that's the kind of pressure that the market has on it right now. So if we're just really going to be stuck in the mud, that's where I'm looking at the 66.44 down to 65.90 to kind of be that range. And we do have that older pink box inside of there. I'm just kind of looking to see if that gets expanded a little bit. And the big, if we're looking for chop, it's because this schedule of data releases is so much heavier at the end of the week than the beginning. So the market could kind of be waiting in some anticipation. Oh, we must have just gotten pushed out. All of a sudden, the viewers jumped up. Welcome, y'all. So that's the chop plan, is like if we're really waiting for all of that. If CPI is the biggest kind of event that we have this week, potentially, and it's at the very end of the week. So sometimes we end up chopping around, just kind of waiting for that. And then the bearish plan would be, obviously, this is my line in the sand up here, 66.81. We don't get up to there. And we don't even get above this 44 to 50 supply area here, and we just kind of keep falling down through the ranks. So especially getting through this pre-market low, the thing is, like, if you're gonna get short, you want to get short before this pre-market low. So that's why I'm looking at the 6600 and 6590 as being that warning to then potentially get to that pre-market low around 65.70. And then I would be looking for, if we can get through that area to 65.50. That's going to be if crude keeps coming up, if Trump's still saying, oh, we're going to bomb the hell out of them and all this stuff, that's going to help bring the market lower down there. The thing that I'm going to be watching, so we've got VIX up around 25 right now. Let's go over to that one. This is the hourly, and I'll watch a smaller time frame when we actually get into trading. I usually trade on the 5 and 15 minute for the indexes, and so I'll be watching the similar on the VIX. But we've gotten highs over 30 last week, so this is having this pressure off of the VIX is going to help with that bullish scenario a little bit, assuming this holds. If the VIX starts picking up, then we need to be really careful about that. All of these big macro players this week, the bonds, the energy, crude, and the war news and how that affects the dollar is all going to, I think, continue to be our theme this week. It's just since we're getting kind of deeper into all this stuff, it's getting a little bit more obvious. So Monday and Tuesday, I'm expecting kind of a little bit more chop. We'll go back into our daily plan chart so y'all can see the levels again. But we're kind of looking for some heavy, potentially some heavy chop. That's why even if we get a nice bull move up to here, I'm not going to try to get 6,800 or anything. I'm going to be booking my longs. I'm going to be booking everything. We could potentially have some expansion on Wednesday when we get through Fed minutes. It's just right now the Fed's so boring. We're not getting rate reductions. We're not getting anything. Thursday, I think, could be a little bit more exciting because, again, we have CPI on Friday. And so there's going to be positioning between the FOMC minutes and CPI. And it'll be after the GDP number comes out that we could see some positioning coming into Friday. So Thursday, I think, could be potentially our most exciting day this week. But yeah, crude, if crude is at 110, that's being a problem for the bulls here on the markets. And then maybe we can get into the yields a little bit tomorrow, but we've got the yields have been coming up a little bit too. Don't forget, we have Trump coming up at 1 o'clock today. And the 66.81 is my major pivot. It's not even the biggest level on my chart, but I gave it a special color because that's when we're going to be breaking structure and potentially doing a different little shift here. All right. I think that's going to do it for now. I'll let you know that my kind of plan for the week, I have some unrelated to trading business to take care of too that I'm trying to fit into these weekends, but I am going to work on bringing y'all a live session where I trade here with you guys in the mornings. So I'm going to plan Monday through Thursday bringing you the pre-market outlook, and then maybe Thursday, I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'll do at least one trading session with y'all here on YouTube this week, trading the New York morning session. Alrighty, on that note, I will be hopping over to Discord in a little bit after I get the kids to school to trade the open over there today, and then turn notifications on over here, like the stream, all that, and I will get a live trading session going for y'all over here. Thanks for joining me. KJ, I see you. Hadley, MK Hall, Mamater, good morning. I think I probably said that wrong, but I gave it a go. Thanks for joining me, and I will see y'all over in the Discord.
The charts are alive, Bull Barbie's in town, time to thrive. Saddle up, tennies, apes, and stonks. Bags shaking like they just saw YOLO bonks. Calls flying, puts diving, Sandy's all day. Hollers praying their bags don't run away. She laughs a line in hand, hair in the wind. Every meme she posts is a profit pinned. Saddle up, degenerates, and those rockets don't hesitate. Tendies, apes, bags, and hodlers too. Bull Barbie's calling, it's hodl or blue. Short squeeze incoming, the moon is near. 𝗕𝗵𝗁𝗁𝗀𝗀 while bag holders fear. Emoji rockets launch from her screen. She's the queen of green, the diamond hand queen. Stop losses, panic, bulls do a jig. Every candle she touches turns into a paid gig. From pre-market aligning to the last bell ring, the trading ranch laughs while the charts sing. Saddle up, degenerates, and those rockets don't hesitate. Tendies, apes, bags, and hodlers too. Bull Barbie's calling, it's hodl or blue. Some say she once made a bear market blush. Heard she taught a bag, hold a diamond hand in a rush. Apes salute, tendies march, hodlers giggle. When Bull Barbie trades, the markets wiggle. Saddle up, degenerates, and those rockets don't hesitate. Tendies, apes, bags, and